What it do, what it do, Lakers crew. Welcome to Lakers Over Everything. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I bleed purple, my heart beats gold. It is and it will forever be Lakers Over Everything, baby. Let's dive right in. Let's get right to it. We're talking Phil Jackson. So we all know Phil Jackson is there advising Jeannie Buss on who to hire to fill the Lakers head coaching vacancy, who will become the next Lakers head coach. And yes, Phil Jackson is there. He's advising Jeannie, yet another person advising Jeannie. You know, we can go all down the list. First, you got Rob Pelinka there, right? You appointed him to be, that head basketball guy, the head guy of basketball operations, whatever his title is. If he's the president, the vice president, the GM, whatever, he's supposed to be that head guy, So you got him. You got Tim Harris, who's a long-time Lakers executive. I'm on the business side of things, but, it looks like he has a little more power, than most would assume. I've seen Tim Harris there at Staples Center quite a few times. Around some of the basketball guys. There's reports of Tim Harris being in rooms with a lot of guys. My boy, AC LA Sports Live, he covered this, and he did a great video on this. So I'll direct you over there. You see it up there in the link. Go check out this video by him. We'll also put it down in the description. He talked about Tim Harris, and Magic Johnson mentioning Tim Harris's name on several occasions, as Magic kind of exited the building. And Tim Harris obviously makes a ton of decisions. So, again, go check out that video over on LA Sports Live. And while you're there, subscribe to his channel. He covers the Lakers. My brother here, and, he's great at what he does. So go check him out and join his family over there. Shout out to you, AC LA Sports Live, and keep it going. Kurt Rambis, he's still there. Linda Rambis is still there. They literally sat in. Kurt Rambis has legit and literally sat in coaching meetings of Frank Vogel. So you got all these guys, and now you bring in Phil Jackson back. Phil Jackson, who hasn't been involved with the team in quite some time, and the older you get, the sharper you don't get. That's just the fact of life, the reality of life. And when it comes to coaching, Phil Jackson is a genius. I'm not knocking Phil at all. Phil Jackson's a great coach, but when it comes to being an executive, it was very short-lived, and it was a fail. It was flat out a fail. That's the only way you can put it. And it was very short-lived, and he didn't get another opportunity with anyone else, because of those failures, and he left himself. So I just don't know how I feel about bringing, I'm going to put quotations on this, and a dinosaur, right? You bring in an older guy, NBA dinosaur, while the rest of the league is progressing. The rest of the league is getting younger, and the rest of the league is analytics playing a part, and they're doing different things, and they're evolving. It's like we're going back into history. We got to go back and get Phil Jackson, not Jerry West. Now, if this was Jerry West, okay, I feel it, but no, it's not, and you had an opportunity to evolve. You had an opportunity to move forward when you put Rob Pelinka in place. Of course, things didn't work out with Magic, so you decided to move forward with Rob. Okay, that's your fresh slate. That's your clean slate to be proactive and to move forward, move the organization forward like so many other teams are doing. Boston got 17 championships as well. They're not doing this old dinosaur BS. They're moving forward. They're adapting. They got a fresh, young head coach, a new head coach, fresh, young faces in the front office. They got one man who runs basketball operations there. Danny Ainge is no longer there. They move forward. They move forward. So it's just like, bro, what are we doing? We're going backwards, and we're going to get Phil Jackson, and your star is LeBron James. That's what I don't understand. Your star is LeBron James. You know, we know the beef between LeBron and Phil. You know, Phil saying he doesn't really, or sorry, LeBron saying he doesn't really, like Phil Jackson or whatever. He respects him, but he doesn't really like him, if you will. Or he's not a fan of him, if you will. You know, I don't know if you guys remember, but I'm going to insert the clip here. You know, I'm not making this up. You know, there was that whole issue. Well, let me play the clip, and then I'll let you, then I'll talk about it. I'll break it down. So here's a clip, from LeBron about Phil. Here it is right here.
Phil was just a small piece. Well, he was a big piece of it, actually. I don't have no problem with the Knicks organization. I wasn't here, so I don't know the insights and everything. I'm a fan of the game, as well. And it's great when the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Lakers are great in our league all at the same time. It's best for our league. So, but I don't have I have no wrongdoings from the Knicks organization. I don't know how they, we all know how they handled the Carmelo situation, but, I'm not a fan of Phil Jackson, though. I think you guys already know that. That's the past stuff, but he's not even here anymore.
Well, yeah, there you have it. There you have it. You heard it yourself. I'm not making this up. LeBron flat out said it. I'm not a fan of Phil. And now, mind you, this is old. This stuff isn't new. It's old. Everything since then has kind of fizzled out or died down. LeBron went on to win championships and do what he's doing. So, I don't know if he still feels the same way. I don't know if the two ever had it coming together and kind of, iron that stuff out. But if you don't remember what where all that stuff derived from, so Phil pretty much called LeBron's crew a posse. He said LeBron's posse or LeBron and his posse, speaking in regards to Maverick Carter, LeBron's business partner, and then Rich Paul, the CEO of Clutch Sports, co-founder of Clutch Sports, and all his other crew. He called them a posse, and the posse is not a good word. That's not a word that you want to use when referring to an individual or especially someone respected, someone you respect. It's kind of a disrespectful word, in particular, a word that's used to bring down the black man and to associate them, with bad people or whatever. So, just not a good word, not a good word at all. And, LeBron he didn't come out and say it, but, they were at the time when this came out, there were hints of Phil Jackson being a racist and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into all that, but, there was some beef there. Maverick Carter, he didn't like it at all. You see some quotes here on the screen from him back in the day. And then, of course, Rich Paul, and what LeBron has done, is commendable. It deserves to be respected, whether you like him on the court or not. What he's done off the court, it's respectable, and you can't diminish that or minimize that by throwing terms out there like posse. That's a slap in the face to a businessman like LeBron, what he's done, and to those people, those members of his team and those executives and partners of his, that's helped him build what they've built. So, yeah, I just have questions about it. When I first saw that Phil was back at Staples and, that he was going to be working with Jeannie and all that, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Well, what about LeBron? Because I know they had an issue, and did they iron that out? Did they fix that? Or how does LeBron feel about that? And, I'm not one to give LeBron total control of the organization. I'm not one at all. In fact, I'm going to make another video about that, about how Jeannie needs to take control of things. But, at the same time, he is your star. You bring in someone like Phil Jackson. That just adds to it to me. I'm more so Phil's been so far removed from the game. And that's the best you could do. Phil Jackson, the sample size that we had with Phil running things and advising, it wasn't really, really good. It's just, to me, it just seems like a step backwards. And that really draws concerns from me in regards to Jeannie Buss and her ability to run this organization. It's just another name Like before, and earlier in the video, we listed a bunch of names, and now you're bringing another name from the past. You know, and it's not Magic. You know, it's not Jerry Buss, or sorry, sorry, Dr. Buss, rest in peace. It's not Jerry West. It's Phil Jackson. So I'm just not a big fan of the move, and I don't know exactly how much power, how much power Phil possesses here. I'm throwing this quote up on the screen as well. This is a quote. There's a lot of people not too enthused about Phil coming in. And it's just, and I believe Rob definitely has to be one of those guys, Rob Pelinka. It's like, is the man in charge or is he not? How many people does he have to answer to? If he's not the guy, then why is he there? Why is he there? So it's just, I'm just not a big fan of Phil coming in right now. I'm a fan of Phil. I respect Phil, everything he's done. The rings, the 5 championships that he brought here, and then, what he did in Chicago, the 6 there. I'm a big fan of Phil Jackson, the coach, but Phil Jackson, the executive, and Phil Jackson, the advisor. I mean, I don't know. Now, if he's advising, Tyronn Lue, who was a point guard in his system, or Derek Fisher, who was a point guard in his system, or, some other coaches, if he's advising them, helping them coach, then that's one thing. But, I mean, again, this is the coaching search. So I guess. But I just feel like, we're not moving forward. we're stuck in a time machine. And, man, this is just, to me, this just has country club written all over it, and I'm tired of the Lakers being ran like a country club or like an old boys club or whatever, man. Let's progress and let's move forward, like the rest of the league is, So, and this was an opportunity for us to do so, and it's like we're going back. So I don't know. You guys sound off. Let me know how you guys feel about Phil being back. Let me know how you guys feel about the beef between LeBron and Phil. Is that all hammered out? Is that all ironed out and worked out? Just sound off down below. I want to hear your thoughts. And yeah, man, we can talk about it some more. Thank you guys for tuning in. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It is and forever will be. Oh, and let me say this before I go. Sorry, I forgot this point. You guys, if you don't know my stance on Russell Westbrook, I don't want him back. We just sat here and filmed a video about that, and that video will be up shortly as well. No way in hell do I want Russell Westbrook back. I think that's the title of the video, in fact. I don't want Russ back, and Phil Jackson being here. Phil Jackson is a big, big fan of Russell Westbrook. Nothing but high praise for Russell Westbrook throughout his career. So I just wonder how Phil feels about Russell Westbrook now. Is it just like, oh, well, Vogel just wasn't the coach. Let me suggest the coach. Let me bring in this coach and watch Russ be better. Well, saying Russ be better, of course that's going to be the case because it can't get any worse. There's no way things can get any worse than what they were, this past year with Russ and everything. So, is Phil advising Genie to keep Russ and don't move Russ? And Russ isn't a problem, and Russ, bring Russ back. Is he advising that? I have major concerns about that as well, just because Phil was a big fan of Russell Westbrook. So that's something else too. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Because in my opinion, in my head, no way Russ can come back. Not even so much because of his play or because of the fit, but because of his lack of accountability and him blaming everyone else, him blaming the organization, him blaming Frank Vogel, him taking no accountability for anything he's done. When he turned the ball over, he says his response was, I'm allowed to turn the ball over. Everybody else in the league does, so I'm allowed to turn the ball over too. That's just no accountability there. And that's where I wash my hands of you when you can't be accountable. And then everything being so personal, such a personal attack, bro. We're talking about your game on the court. We're talking about the Lakers being 16 games under 500 missing the playoffs. That's what we're talking about. All that other personal BS, man, forget that. Go wear your skirts and do all that you want to do. at the end of the day, I'm talking about the stuff on the court, the play on the court. So, again, Phil Jackson is a big fan of Russell Westbrook. So, what does that say with Phil running things, or Phil having to say so on things? What does that say about Russ's future here with the purple and gold? Because Rob wants to move off of him for sure. I know for a fact. You can see it in his face. You can feel it coming from his pores. But if Rob ain't the decision maker and Phil Jackson is now, and Phil Jackson holds more weight than Rob, and Phil respects Russ, oh boy. It's going to be a long summer. So, yeah, once again, purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I believe purple, my heart beats gold. It is and forever will be. Lakers over everything. Peace.